So this bowl of chicken pho will fix any ailment in your body. Make sure you check out the full recipe down in the description. What's up, y'all? Today we have something really special. We are going to be making Pho Ga, which is chicken pho. That's a Vietnamese soup. One of my favorite things to make is soup, and pho is one of my favorite soups. So I'm going to share that with you guys today. Now, this is my chicken that I have removed from the bones. I roasted a whole chicken. If you don't want to smoke your chicken or roast your own chicken, you could just get a rotisserie chicken or, something else. But we have the bones, the skin, all of this. We are going to use this now to make our pho broth. This full recipe is already up on my website. It will be in the description, so you guys will be able to go check that out and make it yourself. All right. The steps are easy steps to follow. It is just a long process. All right. So block out some time. Make sure you are ready for this explosion of flavor. I'm going to show you guys step by step everything, how to accomplish this beautiful dish. Stay tuned. So we're going to start making the pho broth. Right here I have some wingtips that I cut off some wings, and then we have some bones that I deboned some chicken thighs. We're just going to use that in the stock. And we also have the roasted bones. There's bits of chicken on here, and that is going to go in there. It's going to give it a nice smoky flavor. Now you're just going to cover all of your bones with water, and that's going to start our broth. So now I'm going to toast my onion and my ginger, and there's not usually garlic roasted, but I'm going to roast this as well. And you just need your hot skillet, whatever skillet you got. I didn't even take the paper off the onion. Now charring the onion is going to give it a slightly sweet roasted taste, and that is one of the most distinct flavors of pho. So right here what we have is what you would do for any type of pho dish that you're doing, whether it's beef, chicken, and you're just going to toast those up, and those go into your broth, and we're going to just build those flavors. All of this is just steps. Nothing that we're doing here is difficult. All right. So just stick with the process, and remember, it is detailed up on the website. There you have it. Nicely roasted. I'll drop that in here. And if you have your grill going, you can just char this up over the fire, just the same. So that's what we have on the ginger. I'll drop that in there as well. And we want this to come to a boil. And you're just going to let this boil for about 3 minutes. And because I'm used to using roasted bones, they're already cooked. You're not going to get a bunch of scum on here. So Once I get it up to a boil for about 2 minutes or so, then I'm going to turn it down to simmer, and we're just going to let it be for hours. Now, if you cannot find this pho spice pack, there is the ingredients that are in the spice pack listed in the recipe, so you can check that out. But I also have an Amazon link for these spices listed in the recipe, so there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to find it. But most cities have Asian markets, Asian stores that you can go and find these. So when you're toasting your spices, don't half-ass toast them. If they didn't change color, then you didn't toast them, right? You're trying to activate the spices, trying to unlock all of the flavor from them. So you have to let them change color. Still keep your skillet over a medium heat and just shake them around every once in a while. It's getting a little smoky, but you want to see those changing color. And the low spice baggie comes with this bag to drop them inside the broth. Save that, and then we're going to put everything in here to finish the broth. So now you can see they are all toasted up. Now they're not burnt, right? Because you don't want the burnt taste. So you gotta have to toe that fine line. And now we're gonna get them in the spice bag. I like to pick out the bigger spices with tongs, and then I use my funnel here. All right. Now make sure you tie this up properly so you don't get all your spices floating out into your broth. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but this just makes the cleaning up process way easier.
Sorry, Lise.
So right here we're skimming off just a little bit of this scum here on the top. You're gonna get more of this with the beef bones, but with chicken bones, it's not that much. And then remember, my bones, most of my bones are roasted. So now we're going to turn this down to simmer. And it's going to simmer for about 4 hours or so. And then we will start flavoring. So we're not going to add any fish sauce. We're not going to add your salt. Not going to do anything else. Right now we're just letting the base flavor build. And this, we'll come back, we'll fish everything out, and then we will finish the broth. So stay tuned. So we've cleaned up the scum off the top. It's down on low. We're gonna let that simmer. So So it has been almost 5 hours since our broth has been building. We're building that flavor. So now I'm going to remove all of the bones, the ginger, everything that we put in there because we want a clear broth with nothing in it. So we have some rock sugar. If you don't have rock sugar, you could just use regular sugar, but the pho broth has a slight sweetness, and that's where the sugar comes in. We're also going to be using fish sauce, right? And the reason why you don't want to put the fish sauce in too early is because if you're cooking the fish sauce over an extended period of time, it will become sour, all right? So now we're going to start with seasoning the broth. Now we're going to fish out all of the bones. We don't want any of this stuff in our soup. Try to leave as much of the broth in as possible. You just spent a lot of time building this delicious broth. You don't want to waste a drop. So you don't need a lot of sugar. I'm just going to use 3 rock sugar cubes right here. You are going to want to add some water because now this is like fully concentrated with all that chicken flavor. So now that is all your broth. And then we're going to add the fish sauce. We want about a quarter cup. I'm going to start with a quarter cup and then we'll see where we land. Now we're going to go in with some sea salt, some fresh cracked pepper, going to give it a little taste and see where we're at. So it needs a little bit more salt. So I'm going to add some kosher salt. So about a tablespoon and a half. Now I'm adding that much salt because I had not added any of that kind of seasonings already. And sea salt is not very salty. It's more of a flavor salt than it is a salt. So now we're adding the kosher to help to bring out the rest of those flavors. And now we're gonna go back. The salt is perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna let this just simmer for another hour, and in a little bit we're gonna start prepping all our veggies to make our soups. So this bowl of chicken pho will fix any ailment in your body. It's food of the gods. Check that out. So now you can mix it all in, get all your sriracha, your hoisin, all your veggies, and you just slurp away. Make sure you check out the full recipe down in the description. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy.